Hey everybody, Michael Pollock here, and I'm joined by the Machete, one of the great catchers to ever play in the Atlantic League, Louis Rodriguez, who also has gone on to coach and manage in the Atlantic League. Louis, welcome, and I'll start things off by giving you some good news. It's official. You've been selected as one of the 25 greatest players in Atlantic League history. You're part of the ALPB Silver Anniversary team this year, celebrating their 25th anniversary. So congratulations to you on this tremendous honor, and just talk about your time in the Atlantic League and how much of an honor this is for you to receive.
Thank you for having me. And thank you. And it's been a long road. What I'm saying. I always tell my friends in life, and that for me it was I was proud of playing in the league, and I got to manage in the league. Won Campeon championship while I was in the league. It's been great. I didn't know I was part of these 25 greatest players, but thanks God, my names came up, and then I'm just happy and excited to be part of that because when you play, you don't know what happened next. You just play. I just did 100% every day in, day out. You play hard. You never quit. You never give up. Doesn't matter what the score is. Don't matter what level you're in. Um, it's blessed to be playing for that long. I got signed back in 1991, and then I retired as an active player in 2015. So I was a quite a bit for me for catching. And then I always told my wife, it's hard to leave the game, but I think it's harder to get in. But now I changed my mind. It's the opposite. I mean, it was really hard for me to get in pro ball. I went to one tryout. They like my arm. They like my speed. I wasn't fast, but for a catcher, I ran 6'9", my 60 yards. And then I get to Dominican. Then, they say, no, you're a shortstop, and then now you're a catcher. So I went, you go through a lot of bumps, but it's baseball. All you want to do is play baseball. So as long as I was in the field, I was happy. And, I put 100% every day, that was, that was part of my goal, part of my routine. There's no rain, there's no snow day. You show up, you put your gears and you get it done. That's
Right,
pretty much. So
100%.
I guess now time talks. Then I got to be selected in one of the 25.
Yeah, it was an incredible time getting to watch you play and show what you can do. You had talked about all those years before the Atlantic League. You had reached AAA with so many different organizations: Toronto, Boston, St. Louis, Detroit. Then you joined the Atlantic League in 2004. What were your first thoughts when you joined the league? What was your first impressions of the league when you joined in 2004?
Well, just to go back, I mean, well, in 2004, I just got released by Detroit Tigers. That was in 2004. I remember I caught a one game. Um, I caught I think it's Alejandro Prieto. I think he's Cuba sidearm thrower. And actually, I was calling no hitter until the eighth inning, and then game over. Then we won the game. Um, and they called me to the office. That that was the year the Patch Rodriguez went to Detroit, and they just signed a 4-year deal for 40 million.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess at that time they also signed Joe Dow. It was a catcher also. Detroit, I guess, offered him the job to be the everyday catcher in the major league. And next thing you know, he also had the surprise that Patch Rodriguez just signed for 4-year deal. So now he was kind of mad, I guess, to himself. Then he left the team.
Right.
So at that time, they found me, and I got invited to the spin training, major league spin training, and I played a bunch of games, and I did what I did. Um, the next thing I'm going to AAA. They already told me flat out, we're looking for a veteran guy to go to AAA. At this point, I already playing AAA a lot of years.
Right.
So I go there. Next thing you know, Joe Dahl decided to go back and play baseball. I guess he got a little bit bored when he was at home watching everybody play. So he called that he wants to join the team. So he went to the major league, and whoever was there got sent down. The machete got released. So at that time, I live in Tampa. So I pack all my stuff. They come in the office after the game. I'm like, did I just got called off because I called no hitter to the ninth inning? I'm thinking all the good stuff because this is my
Right.
first team. And then, no, well, we decided, you're gonna go. We're gonna have to let you go. You get released, and I'm like, what? So okay, so pass the page, continue work. I went home. I told my wife, I got released and all of that. And next thing you know, Peter Greenberg was one of my representatives. So Chris Leibel, he was in charge with a lot of the minor league players. So he calls me and he goes, "Hey, Machete, I know you just get released. Are you still gonna play the year, or what's gonna happen?" I said, "No, I'm ready. I mean, I can go play anywhere." He said, "Well, the Long Island Ducks is looking for a catcher." I said, "Okay, I can be there tomorrow." I'm At this point, I'm thinking like, I just got released a couple of days ago. Now somebody else called me. I didn't even know about the Atlantic League, just to be honest. All I
Right.
remember when we play in Double A, we drive in 95, and everybody say, "That's the field that Jose Canseco play. That's the field that so and so is playing." And I'm like, "What league is this?" So I heard what was the Atlantic League, but I didn't know a lot of the Pro Bowl player goes and play there. Well, next thing you know, in 2004, that's when I went and played the Ducks. And that's the year that we won the championship for the first time. So I was happy. You get released, you come here, you play, you win a championship. So it's kind of like you start all over again. I had the good feeling again to go back and play. I never thought I was gonna quit. The Dodgers released me because they didn't know what to do with my arm. And they say, you don't have a good speed for shortstop. They signed Wilton Guerrero. That's when I met Blau Guerrero and Wilton Guerrero because they were with the Dodgers. So they put me to third base. They signed Willie Ohtani, and the Machete get released. Then I signed with the Blue Jays. The next thing you know, I'm playing with all these guys. Because I played with Ohtani, then I played with the other guy. I'm
Right.
like, this is kind of like a circle type of thing.
A little bit.
Um, I went to the league. I like it. At that time, not disrespect, for all this year, the Atlantic League made some changes through Major League Baseball, but at that time it was hard to get in that league. It's a lot of big names in there, and you go like, oh my God, this is so so. Oh my God, this is so so. So you kind of experience a little bit by everybody. No, this guy was the MVP last year in the World Series, and I'm like, what the heck is doing here? This is in
Yeah.
the ball. So it was kind of hard, but at the same time, remember we grew up in Venezuela, and the cloud, the competition, all of that is already built for me. So it's not like you will panic. You know what I mean? You just excited, new team, new teammate. I remember all these great days, and it's a great feeling.
For sure. 2004, you mentioned the Atlantic League Championship. It was the first one that the Ducks ever won, sweeping Camden in the process. Talk about the emotions you had once that team clinched the championship, and what was it that made that unit so cohesive to go on and win the title?
Well, I remember that I call a lot of the games. Pretty much I was the everyday catcher. And then I think what was the other catcher we had? He hurt his finger. I think he got injured. And next thing you know, he's catching the last game. And I'm like, well, I'm supposed to catch. I mean, I'm the everyday catcher. So our manager and Dave Lapointe, he said, well, remember he was our main catcher, before you came. So now he's ready. So at this point, it's like, what? I already did what I did. I hit a bunch of home runs. I'm not used to hit a lot of home runs. I don't know how many I hit, 7, 8, 9. I really don't keep track of my batting average all the time. I'm more the defense part. How many guys did I throw them out?
Mm-hmm.
How many games did I call that we won? Like how many shutout games? What's my ERA for my best pitcher? That was the kind of thing that I guess the games has been changed in all different levels. Um, but I remember when Kevin Vice hit the fly ball on the bullpen side and Bridgeport, and I'm tagging out from second. And I'm like, whoa, then there goes the back throw, then there goes the Machete scored the run. Like all of these moments, it was
Yeah.
it gets you excited. And then just to mention it, my wife, it was a good friend, Mr. Charlie and his wife, Diana, and they give us the newspaper every time we go play the Dogs. Hey, look at what happened. This is when you score. So I got all these newspaper down in my basement. I have a little man cave down there. Then I
Nice.
keep all my Atlantic League, my the All Star games, the plaques that we receive.
Right.
It's a great experience. It's a great honor. It's just I love doing it. I love being in the field. This is my passion. I don't see myself. doing anything else, but I do anything. But when you're in the field, it's just different levels. It's like I throw batting practice. I'm almost 50 years old. I throw 3 groups. I run practice. I do catching. I do outfield. I take ground ball. I run ground balls. Like it's the passion that you have to love it. It's not the
For sure.
prize. I think the prize is inside of yourself. This is on your heart. This is what
Right.
you want to do. Then whatever prize, whatever. I play all this year in the Atlantic League for the same price. There's no give me a raise. It's not. I made what I made, covers my bill. I love what I'm doing. I'm doing great. So let's move on.
Right.
It's very great honor to do all of those things because you love to do this. So
Sure.
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, a lot of Atlantic League fans remember you for, of course, the championship with the Ducks, but I think a lot also remember you for all that time you spent with the Bluefish. You were there as a player from 2008 to 2015. Then you became the manager in the team's final 2 years. What about Bridgeport and the Bluefish made you want to be there for as long as you were? What did you love the most about your time there with the Bluefish?
Well, the Bluefish, just to go back a little bit in 2004, the Ducks, after the end of the year, we won the championship, and then they decided they want to go find another catcher. I don't even remember who. Steve Torrealba from Venezuela. They whatever catcher they found.
Hmm.
Um, so they didn't sign me back. So the following year, I go play in Nashua. I played for the Nashua Pride with Butch Hobson.
Right.
I already played for him back in '97. He was a manager in high A, and I pulled my hamstring, so I played for him before. So he got to find out that Long Island's not gonna bring me back. So he called me up. I went. I played. I won the championship. I guess we won against the Ducks. We won in what was this guy's name? First Bay Becker. He's the home run and all of that. So we won that year, and then I played another year with the National Pride, and we had this manager, Rick Miller. He was a manager, and then I guess he didn't expect me to be, I don't want to sound it differently, but I think he thought I was 19, and I was just going to run 3-9 from home to first. And at that time, I kind of pulled my groin a little bit. Remember, at this time, I'm in my 30s.
Right.
It's not like I'm a baby. My body's making some changes.
Right.
So, he told me you need a hustle. He told me all of this. I said, yeah, well, if you're looking for speed, you're not getting the right guy. I, I'm not fast anymore. Yeah, I ran 6'9", my 60 yard. This is back in 1990. We in the mid 2004, 5, 6. So, and I talked to my GM at that time, Chris, and I said, listen, I think we're gonna go a different direction. Um, because he expect me to do this, he expect me to do that, and I don't think I'm gonna make that work for you. I don't want to hurt your thing. And well, no, you're fine. I will talk to him. Then I go to this upstart. It was an upstart game break, and I went down I think it was in Brooklyn. I was good friend with Bobby Abreu, so he has some sort of upstart break convention through Verdero that company or something like that. So
Hmm.
I went down there and I saw Louis Lopez. They go, oh man, my brother, what's up? How you doing? Oh man, haven't seen you in a while. He said, what are you doing? I said, no, I'm in Nashville with the pride. Nah, you belong to this league, man. You got to get out of that league. So he tells me, you got to come play for us. And he was in Bridgeport that time.
Right.
Tommy John was our manager. Well, he was his manager first. So I said, well, you guys got to make a phone call. I don't just going to pack my bag and leave. Next thing you know, first day back after the All-Star break, Louis called me. He said, they're going to trade you to here. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Who you are? You the owner? He goes, no, we need a catcher. We need a catcher here. We have a guy here. I think his last name was Sapp. Can't remember his first name, but his last name was Sapp. He was
Right.
a catcher. He was hurt. Next thing you know, I'm trading. There goes Machete in the Bridgeport Bluefish uniform. Dan, dan, dan. The next thing you know, every year I call more than 100 games.
Right.
So they keep asking, hey, we love you to have you back. We in August, they're already telling me, We love you to have you back. I say, well, I sign back. This is what I love to do.
For sure.
And I think I never caused any problem. I never got into any trouble in the field or outside of the field. I keep it pretty professional for the most part. And they keep signing me, signing me, signing me. So next thing you know, this is 2010, and this is 2012, and this is 2013. And I remember they said, well, how much longer are you going to play? And Frank asked me, but you're going to get old. I know you can still throw, but are you done? I said, well, I don't know. Next thing you know, Machete is the player coach. And I'm like, okay, what is this? Then I'm going to play less or I'm going to play more? Because I want to be the everyday man.
Right.
So they came with the idea. At that time, Tommy John wasn't on my manager. It was Willie Apsha.
Right.
Willie Apsha was our manager. He said, no, I want you to be part of the coaching staff. That's what you're going to prepare for your next level. When you exit playing, you can be a coach. Coaching is not for everybody. So he explained me all of that. And I said, okay, so what's my duties? He said, well, be here early is not an issue because you're here at 12 o'clock. I live in the Holiday Inn. I walk to the field most of the time.
Right.
And I had a host family that I can walk to it too. So you just get here on time. You're gonna help with the baseball. You help with the bats. You help with the equipment. The roster. Sometimes you're gonna have to fire players. If you get thrown out and you're not in the game, you're gonna have to run this. So you're gonna be part of the coaching staff. And I'm like, okay, this is great. Next thing you know, Machete, you gotta throw two groups today. So I'm like, so I had to throw practice and I gotta go catch. They go, yeah, that's part of your coaching staff. And when you not play, you coach in first base, so we don't have to put a pitch on. I said, okay. I went in, I throw two group, my first two group. Machete, he's in the last group. Play ball. Next thing you know, I'm doing it every day. Next thing you know, Willie's not throwing. Machete's throwing two group. Louis Lopez throwing one group. I'm like, oh, this is great. We're running teams. So my last 4 years playing Bridgeport, I was a player coach. So I
Right.
throw two groups and I go catch 100 plus games, whatever games I can catch. But for the most part, I plan in my brain. I'm gonna catch a 50 or 60 in the first half. In the second half, I'm gonna catch 50 to finish my regular season over 100 games. Then if we win the postseason or playoff, then we see what happens next.
Right.
And that's how the whole thing started in Bridgeport. And next thing you know, I was there since 2008, all the way to 2015 as a player. Then I managed it I think it was 3 years after that, 3 or 4 years.
Right.
And it was great. I never had a complaint. I never had any problems. You know, if Frank comes in, he say, listen, we need to change this, we need to do that. This guy needs to use the uniform the right way. This guy is too dirty. This guy, and I go in, I do my meeting, I run the show, and I tell what to do. It's the bottom line of baseball. I think
Right.
so many people have different characters. People has different mindset, different style. You know how it is. People come to the
Sure.
Atlantic League. They think they're still a big league. I say, no, this is my big league. So this is how we run it here. We're not in the major league. You still gotta go out there in the endo. You still gotta go sign autograph at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So you address these things to the players, and I didn't have an issue when I managed it. I don't really had an issue at all
Right.
because I told the players simple, listen, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to be your enemy. I'm supposed to be your friend. I don't want you to be here. I want you to win. I want you to play hard and get out of the league. Don't do like I did. I came here and I stay here. No, I want you guys to lead. The difference is in my time when I play and my time when I'm managing, so many guys are there on the 25 age. I mean, 22. You're not in the Atlantic League. I got in the Atlantic League at 33 years old.
Right.
If you're in your 20s, you should not belong in the Atlantic League. But I know how the game's been changed and so many release, so many organizations, after COVID, we don't want to be part of this. And now it's so many players. They still call me 21, 22. Are you still managing? Are you coaching? Can you send me here? Can you they still contact me. A lot of people, agents contact me. A lot of these people that they still contact with me by the Atlantic League because it's a great league.
Yep. For sure. So tell everybody now, what are you up to nowadays after, your time here, and what are you coaching? Where are you coaching right now?
Well, Since I left Bridgeport, then I was working with Louis Lopez. He had a foundation, the New York Nighthawk Foundation. So I went in, I worked for them. Um, they take care of me good. Remember, I live 3 hours away from Mount Kisco area.
Hmm.
That's the home base of the New York Nighthawks. So Louis contacted me. Hey, listen, I want you to work with us. You know, I'm one of the founders for the organization. So I did that for quite a bit. I did that for 4 years. So I did that in the winter. I went to Venezuela, be the band coach. I did that for 3 years. I went last year. And like I said in the beginning, I just got back. Right now, I just doing lessons here at home. I got a lot of kids. I like teaching. I like coaching. I develop players. I got a lot of girls doing softball, guys playing baseball, guys going to college. Got a lot of guys here at BU that I also train. Some guys that go to Cortland, Ethica, we're right here upstate. So I get a lot of clients here that I do lessons. So I stay busy. I stay on the game. I love the game. I don't know when the time goes, and I mean, it goes so fast.
Yeah.
I just train. Next thing you know, it's 9 o'clock. Like last night, I came home at 9 o'clock. I'm like, oh my god, I start at 2 o'clock. It's 9 already. So it's the passion that I still have for the game, and I think it's not a switch. It's not a light switch that you turn it on and off. I think it's always on. I came from do lessons, 7 lessons, and I come home and it goes Puerto Rico's play. Okay, put the TV on, and you're watching the game, and that
Right.
was almost done. Oh, next thing you know, U.S. is playing Colombia. I'm gonna watch this one. Next thing you know, it's midnight. So you're always around baseball all the time.
Right.
But that's what I'm doing now. I'm still waiting. I'm gonna start. I got a couple of interview for organized ball. Now maybe I'm gonna change some directions. Nothing against the Atlantic League, but everybody's full. Everybody has their own coaching stuff. So
Right.
I'm gonna start to see if I can go to organized ball. You know, pass it out to the new generation. I love teaching, like I say, I love coaching, and I got a little bit experience on everything. It's nothing that I'm a rookie about. I
That's for
was a
sure.
I coached third base. I've been a bench coach. I've been a first base coach. I'm doing them all already. So hopefully something comes up. If it's not, then I stay home for the most part and do baseball lessons here. Then go to the winter league. They're already calling me, see if I want to go to the winter ball, being a bench coach. They offered me to manage it last year, and I say no, I don't want to manage it right now in the winter league. Um, it's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of things to deal with it, and then I don't know if I'm going to go away from home 4 or 5 months again. So last year I did. It was kind of hard, especially in the winter.
Right.
We get snow every day. My wife have to shovels. I had no kids with her, so it's
Right.
kind of she needs me home for the most part. So there's more opportunity coming. I believe. I always believe that I had the tools. I got the knowledge. I'm still blessed. I still do what I love to do. I still throw. I still run. I still slice. I mean, I still do everything the same. I'm just 49, but
Right.
my heart is still young. I can still do a lot of stuff.
Right.
So
But they say time flies when you're having fun. You always had fun when you played the game. So
yeah,
that's great to hear. Congratulations again on being named one of the 25 greatest players in Atlantic League history and being part of this exclusive ALPB Silver Anniversary team.
yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. And good luck this year with the Ducks. Good luck in the league. Hopefully, we get more players signed to Pro Bowl, and the league is growing. Joe Klein and all these founders came with this idea, and it's been great. Everybody's talking about this. I mean, even you see in the baseball and the WBC, you see where the guys play. This guy in the Atlantic League, this guy is America Association. So it's a great league. Hopefully, it'll continue to grow more and more. And we kind of in the Atlantic League, we the one that we tried out the test for the Major League. The bigger base, the move the mount
Right.
back, the mount visit, the clock, the rock from the umpires. It's a great league. I love it. I wish I'm still there, but times change. It's a little bit for everybody. Um, Good luck. Thanks for contacting me and found me. Not many people can find me, so thanks for found me. Then good luck. Tell my Fafa say hello and Frank when you see him.
I will. Thank you. Best of luck to you, Louis. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.